everyone, and welcome back to Titan News. Last weekend, Model UN had a meet. More on that from Caitlin.
Welcome back to Titan News. My name is Caitlin, and I'm here with
Austin Yang.
Ayan Khan.
So I understand that both of you guys recently had a competition and a conference. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
So we're the Model United Nations, Model UN. So essentially we role play as representatives of Model United Nations countries. So we role played as Vietnam and as Republic of Korea, which is South Korea.
And then basically in the competition, you work on an opening speech that basically entails what your country is doing. And also each delegate is in a different committee. And for example, I was in ECOSOC, which considers the issue of money laundering this time around, and Austin was in considering education in war-torn areas. So based on your country, you basically research what issues they have already tackled in this regard, what resolutions you want to move forward with, and then through that, at the competition, through your eloquent speaking as well as teamwork, the judges will score you, and that'll give your overall score.
Okay, that sounds really interesting. Can you tell me how your competition went?
So going how the competition went, we got to the school at around 7 o'clock, and then we had a check-in process, and then we were each assigned to a different classroom, and then through around 7 to 8 hours of conference speaking, we were then given awards, and I believe me and Ayan were both given awards based off our eloquent speaking and our process.
Yeah, so me and Austin got the award for excellence. So usually at bigger conferences, the awards are categorized in three ways. There's outstanding delegate, which is the number one, best delegate, and then commendation. At this conference in particular, which is Cerritos Model UN, we had just one award, which is the Award of Excellence, which me and Austin got. So, but yeah, it was an eventful conference. It was split up into two sessions. Committee session 1 was from around 8:30 to 11:45, and then you break for lunch. And then after a 40-minute lunch, you then go to committee session 2, where you formalize your resolutions and then get the awards. So yeah.
And in these committee sessions, we essentially worked on things called unmoderated caucuses and moderated caucuses, which allowed us to both work on our speaking process and our teamwork abilities.
Sounds like you guys are very busy, and congratulations to you both. What did you guys do to prepare for this competition?
Through Model UN meetings at lunch on Wednesday and Thursday, we essentially prepared and we wrote our opening speeches during this time, and we also cooperated with other teammates of our team, and we came up with a basis for how our opening speeches and how our positions should be handled.
Yeah, so usually at normal conferences, you'll write a position paper, which is basically a mini research paper on your topic. So it'll include what the United Nations has already done, what your country's already done, and then what your country proposes to move forward. So at this particular conference, we didn't have to do that. All we have to do is prepare with an opening speech, which basically entails the same amount of stuff except in 1 minute. But besides that, that was all we did in our meetings, and hopefully that's all so yeah.
Thank you for your time. Is there anything else you'd like to add for our viewers?
I'd like to add that Model UN is a very, very good club.
Yeah, and this is our first year, not only as a club, but as a team, so please join. We are in room 24 on Wednesdays and Thursdays. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you both for your time. Thank you for watching Titan News. Back to you.
Thank you, Caitlin. This week was also a big week for our varsity girls tennis team. Now over to Elizabeth.
I'm Elizabeth Espinosa, and I'm here with Kate Chung and Olivia Sue, both members of the girls' tennis team. Kate, can you give me some details as to what the girls' tennis team is competing in?
Right now, the girls' tennis team is competing in Division 1 CIF, and we have one league.
So what's the difference between CIF and league?
Okay, so league is basically a smaller area. We play 6 teams, and then CIF is the whole Southern California section. There are 5 divisions, and we're Division 1 this year.
Which would you say is more important, CIFs or league?
I think our main goal this year was to win league, but CIF is definitely also important, and we're going to try our best for this one.
I know you guys have a match tomorrow. Can you give me some details about how the match is going to go and how you feel about playing in it?
So matches are split up into 3 doubles teams and 3 singles teams. Each of them play 3 rounds, and whoever gets to 10 first wins.
So how many people are playing in your matches tomorrow?
So 9.
9. And is that singles or doubles?
So 3 single players and 6 doubles.
Good luck on your matches tomorrow.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Today, tomorrow, and Sunday are the fall play.
Hi, my name is Johnny Camara, and this is
Angela Lee.
So Angela, this Friday the fall play is happening. Can you tell your viewers a little bit more about what's going to be in the fall play?
Okay, so basically our play is called A Midsummer Night Dream. It's written by Shakespeare, and we have like many different storylines. We have the four lovers, and then the fairies and the mechanicals.
Sounds good. So I think there's about 27 people in your play, in the team, right? So kind of, how are you guys preparing for the play that's about to happen?
Okay, so we have rehearsal from 4 to 7 like every day, and then we have members painting the sets, and then other members going through their lines and doing lighting and all that.
Sounds good. So when people walk out of a movie theater or some sort of play, they usually like feel a certain feeling. What do you want people walking out of your play? What's the after feeling? What do you want them to feel?
Well, I want our audience members to be very amazed by our show and to feel very satisfied with the amount of hard work we put into it.
Yeah. So is there anything else you want to add to, the viewers?
Okay, so our show is going to be this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's going to be at 7 for Friday and Saturday, and it's going to be at 4 p.m. for Sunday.
Back to you.
Now over to Owen for the Hollywood Review.
Last weekend, I went to go see the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. I know, I actually went to the theaters again finally. And while the movie may be a bit weird or hard to follow for the average viewer, any fan of the Five Nights at Freddy's series will have an amazing time watching this. Released on October 27th of this year and made by Blumhouse, the Five Nights at Freddy's movie was an extremely anticipated movie for the fall season of releases. On a budget of $20 million, this movie made a whopping $80 million on opening weekend alone, and over $120 million worldwide. This movie broke a lot of Halloween movie records, and this is even accounting for the fact that this movie was also released simultaneously on Peacock, meaning that people made the choice to spend more and see the film in theaters versus watching it at home. The release of this movie did drive up Peacock subscriptions by a lot, though. The movie's overall plot is relatively straightforward. A guy who's trying to keep custody of his sister has to take a sketchy security gig, to which he soon finds out isn't as it seems. Starring Josh Hutcherson, Matthew Lillard, and Elizabeth Lail, this movie definitely had its moments. I feel like this movie is definitely a great love letter to the fans, chock full with references, Easter eggs, and guest appearances alike. However, once you take off the rose-tinted glasses, this movie is mid at best. It doesn't really feel like a horror movie. It isn't really that scary. Just a bunch of little things that make this movie not that good. If you're a longtime fan of the series, definitely see this movie in theaters. The experience was nice, with many people clapping and yelling during various points of the movie. However, if you're not much of a FNAF guy, probably don't watch this movie unless you already have Peacock and nothing else to do.
Tune in to next week's episode of Titan News.